Hey there, welcome to a lesson with Artsy Rose. Today we're going to be drawing a giraffe. Giraffes are one of my most favorite animals. And we're going to be using some simple copy paper, or if you have construction paper, newspaper even, magazine, anything that you have that you can draw on and color on. I will say copy paper, watercolor, construction paper, something that doesn't have any kind of print or design on it would be better. Now, we are going to also use, I'm going to use a Sharpie. You are going to use a pencil just in case there's some oopsies. That way you can erase. And then you could Sharpie your pencil lines if you want to. I'm also going to be using some oil pastels today to kind of show you the blending process with them. These are Crayola oil pastels, a 16 pack. They have even bigger packages than that, or probably smaller packages. Any kind of oil pastel will work for this project. I just really love how versatile the Crayola ones are for a very economic price. I would also suggest crayons or markers or colored pencils if you don't have oil pastels. So we are going to start, I know this sounds a little funny, but we're going to start with her nose first, or his, it could be a boy, and then the mouth, and then we'll work on the head. Giraffes are symmetrical, so that means that they're the same or similar on both sides. So I am going to find about the middle of my paper, and I want to go a little bit below center is where I want to start this section. I'm going to do what sort of looks like I'm making a curve line, or I'm going to start to make a heart, but I'm not actually going to finish out the heart, right? Inside of here, I'm going to do the nostrils, which kind of look like a raindrop shape or a almond, maybe. Okay, then from here, I'm going to do the mouth, which is very similar to a U, okay, or almost like I'm going to make an oval. Then from here, we are going to work on the sides of the giraffe face, okay? So we need to leave a little bit of room at the top for the horn area. So I'm going to do the side of the giraffe's face kind of like this. So we're going to do diagonal, down to a curve, down to the face, okay? And then same thing on this side, right on down to the face. Of course, this doesn't have to be perfect. This is your drawing. Parents, if you could suggest to kids to look at things as lines and shapes, that's going to help them to be able to break down a whole picture into just pieces of a picture that then come together as a whole. So I always say trust the process. So you just have to trust my process as we go. Then the giraffes have these little horn things, just like this, right? And then from here, we're going to do some ears. So the ears are going to come out and then up. And I didn't leave myself quite enough room to be able to do the complete ear on the paper. There we go. But it would just finish out with a little curve on each end if you have enough room. Then a little curve and flip, curve and flip. We'll do some little hair looking things, just like that. Next, we are going to take from here to here, the center of the giraffe's head is a little different than the rest, right? So we've got that going on. Then if you want to, you could, even though the mouth is really up underneath here, you could go ahead and draw a little grin. Let's give our giraffe a little personality, right? Now for the eyes are over on the side of the head, and to me, they almost look, again, sort of like an almond shape. Now, I could leave them closed like that. Throw little eyelashes on there like the eyes are closed. But I'm going to finish this out, and we don't see the whole giraffe eye because the rest of the eye is on the rest of the face. Then I'll go ahead and draw the big circle, and then we're going to do a highlight and a pupil and a highlight and a pupil, and then we'll do some eyelashes just like that. And then the neck is over this way, okay? Now the fun part of doing this giraffe, if you wanted to, instead of making these free-form or organic looking shapes, you could definitely make them circles, squares, rectangles, ovals, hearts, stars, and make this a shaped giraffe or an artsy giraffe. They could be like paint splatters. So you could have fun with your giraffe's spots for sure. There. Now from here, you could color in the pupils. If you wanted to, you could even color in the nostrils. You could be really silly and add all kinds of fun details. We could put a flower in the hair or a bow. We could put a chain. Our giraffe could be wearing a chain, right? Or our giraffe could have like a piece of straw or hay coming out of its mouth. Our giraffe maybe has some lips. Why not? So have fun with this. Add any kind of details you want. And then when you're ready, you can start the coloring process. Now I'm going to use this color in here that says yellow orange. And I'm going to work on her basic fur color first. Okay. So we're going to get this fur going on in here. Just like this. And get this all colored in. Now, if by chance your giraffe, your oil pastel has other colors on it because maybe you've already used it and you've got little smudgies on it, all you have to do is get you a paper towel or a napkin and put it in your one hand, hold the paper towel or napkin, and then just twist, twist, twist that oil pastel right on top of the napkin, and it is going to get those smudgies right on off of there, okay? Inside the ear, I'm going to color super soft, and then the outer edges of the ear, I colored a lot harder. So we're going to outline around this giraffe eye, color up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. If you use a little bit of muscle, your color is going to be way more bold. If you color softer with the oil pastels, it's going to look like a crayon. So I'm going to get this all colored in. Just like this. I'm trying not to get out of the lines, but you know, if we do, we'll just fix it, right? So we'll get this all colored in just like that. Soft inside in the middle of the ears, and then we'll work a little harder along the edges. There we go. Then we got to do the neck, right? So we'll come down the neck. And if you're coloring on top of your Sharpie lines, that's okay, because I'm actually going to go back at the end and retrace all my Sharpie lines. So that way, we can see them again. It'll just bring the whole picture together and it will really pop. It looks super nice when you go back at the very end with the black oil pastel and retrace all these lines. So if you drew with pencil, really there's no point in tracing with with Sharpie if you're going to be using oil pastel, because we're just going to go back with black Sharpie at the end and trace all those lines. If you're using crayon or marker or colored pencil, then black Sharpie, those pencil lines, it'll look great. Okay, so here we go. That is pretty much the whole giraffe's main part of the body. Then I'm going to take my brown and I'm going to give my giraffe just a little bit of an outline, just kind of close to these edges, just like this. There we go. There. And then what I'll do is throughout the giraffe, I'm going to make this really noisy sound and give our giraffe some fur, just like that. So it looks kind of hairy this way, right? Get that all filled in. Fur, 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 fur. Get that all filled in, just like that. There we go. So I'm not exactly sure why I love giraffes so much. I just really have loved them for a very long time. I think it's super cool how they look way different than a lot of animals. I think that it's neat that their tongues are so long and so dark. They can just wrap up that leaf that they're trying to get. So I just think they're an interesting animal. I'm going to take this white now and I am going to go on top of that light spot that I made on the ears, just like that. And then on the nose, I'm going to come back in here with this yellow orange that we were using and color very soft, very soft. And the reason why I want to go very soft is because I'm going to layer on top with a white, and if I push too hard, there won't be any point in coloring very soft because you can't cover it up if you color too hard. So now I go with a lot of muscle. Hope you brought your muscles today because your arm is getting a workout. So we're going to get this all colored in. Just like this. I'm going to kind of smear it this way. I was trying to make all my lines go the same direction, but it's super obvious, so I'm going to color the opposite direction now to fill it in. Here we go. There. Nice. Okay, so from here, I'm now going to use some brown, and it's the same idea. I'm not going to color super hard with the brown, but it's not super soft either, I guess. Now, of course, your giraffe does not have to be these colors. Your giraffe could be lime green and purple and pink. I mean, you can have so much fun with the colors that you choose on your giraffe. I am going to go ahead and color these spots darker though. But the reason I did not color the middle of the face darker is because I'm going to go on top of that with some of that yellow orange just to bring in a little bit of that onto the face. So it's not just like bam, dark brown right in the middle of the face. Okay, so we're getting all this filled in. Just like that, trying to stay inside the lines. There we go. Maybe make this a little bit darker. There. Then I will go back with that yellow orange that we were using earlier and blend a little bit of this on top. And so see how it kind of brings the colors together so that it's not just yellow, brown, yellow. Okay. So we get that in there. There we go. Now I was thinking on her eyes, it could be really pretty to go in with a dark green around the edge, like that. So kind of go around the edges of the eyes with a dark green, and then go in the center with, ooh, I could even try yellow. Because the yellow and the green mixed together will make a lime green. So that's like really blending those colors together. That's cool. I'm purposefully coloring on top of the green with the yellow, so that way I can get almost like a lime green color. Very nice. Her lips. So I'm gonna do red first. Then I'm gonna go on top of my red with the pink so that I get this, oh, I don't know, raspberry color. That's so fun. Okay, so we've got our giraffe colored in, we've got the eyes, we've got the face, we've got the lips. Now we got to think about the background, right? So I'm going to use some turquoise just because I love it. And you can come in here wherever you want. Now I know you're thinking, Kimberly, Miss Kimberly, you're leaving white spots, but that's because I'm going to come back in with some purple. Purple and turquoise look really pretty mixed together. And I am using some muslin here. That's why my paper's going everywhere. There. Then we'll put some purple in. And this one is called, oh, this is called red violet. That's interesting. Does not look red violet to me, but maybe so. There we go. And then I'm purposefully going on top of the turquoise as well, just to make sure we get all those white spots covered up. Now be careful not to color on your giraffe. I want all that hard work that we did putting on the giraffe to go to waste. Okay, so we'll get in here next to her face. Now my guess is you guys probably have a favorite animal too. So you could create your own favorite animal using the techniques that I just showed you. You could also, as far as this animal goes, how fun would it be to give it a name and a personality? Like, what does it do? Where does it live? What's its family like? Who are its best friends? What kind of animals are they? And come up with a whole storyline. Your animal could be a superhero, right? So we could come up with a whole storyline of all about this giraffe. Then you could even come up with some more illustrations to go along with your story. And then you could either write it or you could just perform it, right? You could put it on camera. You could tell a story on camera by using your iPad or tablet or phone to record it. And then how fun would it be as you're flipping through your illustrations and talking to save it and send it to somebody special, grandparent or sibling or parent, friends, neighbors, to brighten their day. Everybody loves a great piece of art and a wonderful story. So we've just incorporated some literacy with our artwork. I am going to redo those little pupils. I'm also going to use my black to go over the nostrils, just like that. Now you could leave it at this and call it good, or we could carefully retrace all of our lines. Remember, we talked about this earlier. Go slow and steady though, because if you get to going too fast, oil pastels can be a little slick when you're trying to trace on top of them, and your hand could totally slide around and have a big oopsie. So I am working on carefully getting this all traced. Remember, there's no erase. And also remember, friends, I'm in my 30s, so my drawing is going to look much different than a kid's drawing, or even your drawing, parents, because this is my job. This is what I do every day. And so I have a lot of practice, and I am just proud that you are doing this with your kiddos, or at least helping them, right? There we go. And then we just got to do the eyes. Can't be too hasty. We don't want to mess them up. I spent all that time making them look cool. Trace that shine. And her eyelashes totally disappeared. So I'm going to bring those back out. We could even make them even fluffier than they were. And then we could even trace this last line right here. And we have this such fun giraffe. So here we go. I'm going to zoom it in for you so you can capture the image. Hope you love it. Hope you had a great time. I cannot wait to see your masterpieces. So please tag at Artsy Rose Academy if you post on social media so that I can see what you created. We will be doing plenty more art lessons, so make sure to tune back in. Thanks for hanging out with me and creating some art. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks, guys.